Let's head off to Monza, though, the Temple of Speed, as we get ready to go here. Down to 95 on the difficulty for practice. There's going to be a two-stop strategy. We're going to go sauce to mediums here. It is up to 54 laps of fuel, so let's set up. I don't even know where we're starting at. No rain for once. This is like the only European race of the season that it hasn't rained at, aside from Monaco. But and it's the final European race of the season. But here we go. Let's set up for you 102.5 kilograms of fuel in the tank. A two-stop strategy. Go from sauce to mediums. We can't make the one stop work. We just can't do it. 53 laps are to come. Let's get on to the formation lap and get ready. The lights are about to go out for the final time here tonight and the final time in the official European season. Yes. Anxiety already over. Green flag flying behind the field. Michael Massey's on the button, and here come the lights. Here we go for the Italian Grand Prix. 5 lights are on now, and it's lights out, and away we go. Trying to get a run on Lando. We get that run on Lando Norris as we come down to the Rettifilio chicane. Pierre Gasly kind of screws us up. He comes back to the outside line, and we go quite nicely in, and Lando absolutely torpedoes into the Rettifilio chicane, and there's 3 wide between Gasly, Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, as we come off of the Rettifilio and into the Curva Grande for the first time, and we try to get a run off the Haas and Roman Grosjean. Can't do it as we come down into the Della Rosa chicane, and we fly alongside Pierre Gasly as we come into the Della Rosa chicane. Kevin Magnussen is ahead of us as well as we come off of the Della Rosa into Lesmo 1, and K-Mag squeezing us to the inside, but we get ahead of the Dane and into P16 as we come in through Lesmo 2, off of Lesmo 2, and we make our way down to Ascari. Staying in rich mix we go, and I'm keeping an eye on the battery power, and we're out of battery power already coming into Ascari, and we got to back off. No damage to the front wing there, getting into the back of Kvyat's gearbox. And here comes K-Mag on the run down to the Parabolica we go as we make our way down. He goes to the inside. Does Kevin Magnussen to the inside at the Parabolica with no battery power. And we get a good braking point from Daniel Kvyat as we come off of the Parabolica Lando into the pit lane. And we're up into P15 ahead of the McLaren Lando Norris. Here comes Kevin Magnussen to the outside on the run into the Rettifilio. We're going to dive to the inside as we're going to make it 3 wide into the Rettifilio chicane. Back off from the Alpha Tauri of Kvyat. And we stay into P15 ahead of Kevin Magnussen. And we get a collision warning from Kvyat as we got into his gearbox. Here comes K-Mag again to the inside, into the Della Rosa chicane. We stay ahead of the Haas once more through the Della Rosa. What a chaotic start as we come into Lesmo 1, and we get a little bit of the curves, which sends us offline a little bit off of the exit. Getting a ton of... We got yellow flags up into Ascari, and it looks like there's a big wreck, and who is off? And it's going to be Alex Albon in the Red Bull. And Alex Albon's out of the Grand Prix. And we're into P14. I don't know. I did have caution. And we got yellow flags into the Della Rosa chicane. And is there going to be another? Oh, man! And it's Daniel Ricciardo is spun. Danny Rick is spun at the Della Rosa chicane. We're into 13th. The AI are having a complete meltdown at Monza. Absolute craziness. DRS is open on Kvyat. We come back to the line here. The gap to Daniel Kvyat. Giovinazzi's the thing is, everybody and their mother's got DRS. Meanwhile, the Mercedes are pulling away as it continues to be a Mercedes 1-2. Looks like Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz getting into it here off of the Rettifilio chicane. Can we get a little bit closer to Kvyat here as we come around the Curva Grande into the Della Rosa? Kvyat goes to the outside. We get alongside of him. Can we break enough for Giovinazzi? Make the lunge to the inside. Get it done, and we're into P12. Sainz and Max Verstappen and Carlos Sainz helped us out there. DRS open on Giovinazzi, going to have to defend from Kvyat. Giovinazzi pulling away in the Ferrari engine, and Kvyat just blows right by us on the run.
Okay, keep on him. He might make a mistake.
And he's going to pull right in front of the racing line. And, oh man, way late. That's the second collision warning that we've had on Kvyat, because he slipped into the racing line right at the last microsecond. 2.1 back to Kevin Magnussen. Let's see what we can do here. And we got a huge run on Kvyat off of Wesmo 2. Can we make a run here as we come down to Ascari? And we're pulling alongside the AlphaTauri into Ascari. We're on the outside. And we keep all four wheels in, get it back done, and we get into P12 once again. So I don't want to put any necessary wear on the kinetic motor generator unit, and I don't want to put any necessary wear on the heat, or on the and we're going to go out wide as Kvyat did the same shit again. I think it was a tire issue. I was carrying way too much speed through Ascari, and there's no grip left on the tires. DRS open on Daniel Kvyat on the run down to Ascari we go as he goes to the inside to defend. We're going to go to the inside. We're going to go further to the inside. Can we get it slowed down? We keep all four wheels on, and we get it done, and we stay ahead of Kvyat, but he's going to get right back by us. He goes to the outside on the run down to the Parabolica. He's along the outside. We'll have DRS, and we're going to back off a bit. Going to back off from Kvyat a bit, and it's time to get ready to make our stop. And we're out of battery power. There you go. DRS is going to be open on Kvyat here on the run down to the Rettifilio chicane. Can we force Kvyat to the inside to defend? He does late. And we got a break early. We go to the outside at the Rettifilio, and we push him out wide, and we get the job done. And we get back ahead of Daniel Kvyat.
Pit window open. Let's box this lap.
So here we go. The F1 Insights, powered by AWS, say that our pit window is open. All right, and we come to make our first stop. We'll be on to another set of soft tires. Slow down, there we go. Woo! We'll be,
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
So it's all a plan that I've got. So Roman Grosjean is next up. We are almost a full pit stop ahead of Grosjean. I think I've seen yellow lights pop up on them. Grosjean in for a stop. Jack Aiken is in for his stop. DRS is going to be open on Roman Grosjean as we make our way down to the Rettifilio chicane. On the inside we go, down into the Rettifilio chicane. Get it slowed down, and we're going to get it done on Roman Grosjean, and we're right back into P15.
Ricardo is in the pits.
So Danny and Rick is in, and we're going to be up into P14. So there you go, up to 14th we go. I think Haas is on a one-stop strategy here. So Max is in for a stop, Giovinazzi's in. We get an undercut done on Antonio Giovinazzi, and we're up into P12, as I believe Giovinazzi's on a one-stop strategy here. And here comes Kimi. Kimi, we go to the outside of Kimi Räikkönen coming out of the pit lane for his one-stop strategy. And we're in the 10th, and we're into the points for the time being while we save fuel. And we're out of battery power. We're just doing this really. And then we're going to, yep, we're out of battery power here. So Kimi 1.2 seconds right behind us. And we come ahead as who else is at one of the AlphaTauri's pits, and we're into P9 now. I think it was Kvyat that that pitted for his one and only pit stop. As pit stops continue on here. Here comes Kimi, double proximity is fading in from the 2007 Formula One World Champion, and he blows by us. And he's in the P9, and we are back to P10 behind the former world champion. And Giovinazzi right behind us. Meanwhile, Kevin Magnussen is 2.2 seconds back onto a set of medium tires. And we're just 3 kilos underneath. Hopefully that the Haas pit crew look like all a bunch of wankers on that stop and not like a bunch of rock stars. So in a P10, out in P14, and it is 10.2 the gap to Daniel Ricciardo as he was on a one-stop strategy. 10 seconds the gap to Daniel Ricciardo. So there we go, under double digits. Obviously very much in no man's land to the Aussie.
Seconds.
So 1.4 seconds is the gap to Pierre Gasly, as Gasly was on a one-stop strategy, and we come out ahead of him. Jack Aitken's in for his final stop. So Pierre Gasly is on a one-stop strategy, and we come out ahead of him. Did that piggybacking off of Kimi Räikkönen do that much to stay ahead of Gasly? I want to say yes, because we are gaining a ton of time through the Lesmos.
They've just entered the pits.
Well, Sainz is into the pit lane, and he's onto a set of hard tires. So Carlos Sainz on a set of hard tires, and McLaren has boggled the strategy.
Gasly is behind you.
With 1.8 seconds, the gap to Pierre Gasly is it's just hanging around 1.8 and 2 seconds. So McLaren's boggled the strategy here. As Lewis Hamilton 22.4, fastest lap at the Grand Prix for the 6-time World Drivers' Champion. We're not going to be able to catch Carlos Sainz, but we are out of no man's land from Carlos Sainz. And we got yellow flags up through Lesmo 1. It's one of the AlphaTauris. It's one of the AlphaTauris slowing down, and it's Daniel Kvyat. Kvyat out of the Grand Prix on lap 49, and we're going to be up into P13. Where is he? I think he's already pulled off. So up to P13 we go with the retirement of Kvyat. Well, we're going to come off of the Parabolica, and we come to the line, and there are 3 laps remaining in tonight's stream. And
dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
like I've said before, I am quite happy with this result. No points. Yeah, granted, no points. But after Spa,
we have 2 laps of fuel.
I'm happy with this result after what happened at Spa earlier on. So Lewis Hamilton 22 flat, right on the button. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Vettel 21.9. High praise though. As we come to the line, and we're on to the final lap of the night. Final lap of the night. Final lap of the night. 1-2. Valtteri Bottas doing quite well. Well, Spa was a complete, total pit disaster, even with the safety car. We went from softs to softs to enters the softs to softs, but we're going to come home, a little bit of redemption to come home and finish in P13 at Monza.